what do you think about height? Do we make too big of a deal out of this as girls in general?
I think we do make too big of a deal out of height.
I think I've actually the guys are just a little bit taller, bigger than me, than like super tall, because like it's like hurts your neck.
What hurts your neck,
Yeah,
Lauren?
what, Lauren?
It's like to look up.
Oh, just looking up at them.
Okay.
Oh, not kissing. Oh my gosh, you guys are
Lauren's
bad.
So pure-hearted. You know, just to look up.
You have to start, Dre.
Hello and welcome to the Christian Today podcast. As Kalli has one headphone in.
Yeah, Andrea did not ask if I was ready, and I just look, and the countdown is like done. So
Dre does that though. She's like, and we're going. There's no like preparation. I'm like, wait, hold on. No, just start.
We're in
just
it.
start.
Just launching in, you know.
Honestly, sometimes that's the best way to start a podcast. Is just like, just go.
We're going.
Let's just do this.
Hitting the ground running, you know.
Yeah.
Like sometimes we're on a time constraint, you know.
Yeah.
So, which
exactly.
we love when we can just sit here for hours, but not always the case.
Not always.
I do have a quick question for Andrea.
Bring
Andrea,
it.
how has walking backwards been for you lately?
Yeah, I've had some people ask.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Walking backwards is going good. I actually have started running in the neighborhood that's like it's like a couple neighborhoods down. It's the rich neighborhood.
Ooh.
And I'm just there hoping like wealth is contagious. And so I found an area that people do not really walk around. And so nobody's really seen me walking backwards this week.
That you're aware of. Their
That I'm
cameras
aware
have
of.
seen you.
That's true. That's true.
They all
they're
have
rich.
cameras.
You're right.
Yeah, the rich always have cameras.
And it is kind of the neighborhood where they would like report suspicious activity. So I am a little wondering, like I'm a little worried I might get reported.
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot, you guys. I got kicked off of a campus yesterday.
For
what?
Okay. Yeah, let's please share more.
But it has to do with exercise and like suspicious reporting.
Of course it
So
does.
wow.
Tell us.
Were you doing
yes.
air kicks?
No, here's the deal. But close enough. Close enough. I was going on a 6-mile run, and 3 miles in, I had to go to the restroom, like out of nowhere. And I was like,
no.
I am going to, in my pants, if I do not go to the restroom. And I'm in a wealthy neighborhood as well, like yourself, you know? And I randomly see this really nice, my friend works at this school, which I will not name her. And I saw the gate was open, and I was like, and this is like a K through 8 school, you know? And I'm like, I know usually you should have no one from the community going into a school during the day, but the gates are open, and I'm about to literally like lose it.
Oh my
Like,
gosh,
that's all
Lori.
I'm going to say. This is all I'm going to say. And I'm 3 miles away. Like I will not make it home. And I'm in a neighborhood. Like there's nowhere to go to the restroom. So I just confidently go, you know, I'm all sweaty onto the campus, and I see a security guard, and I was like, hey, I'm so sorry. I live like a couple miles away. I really have to go to the restroom. Can I just use your restroom really quick? I want to ask for your permission first, because I know it's a school. And she was like, yeah, for sure. And like points to the restroom. So I go to the restroom. I come out. There's 2 people with walkie-talkies that are waiting for me to come out. And I go, hi. And I was like, this has to be the principal and like a security guard. And I was like, hi. And I'm like sweaty, and I'm wearing like a band tee. Like I look crazy. And I was like, hi. Like I just was running, and I had to go to the restroom, and I asked for permission. They're like, you know, this is a closed campus, right? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like embarrassed, because I'm like, I'm in trouble. Like I'm definitely in trouble. I can tell the way that like, they're like, you're about to hurt someone or take a child type of thing.
Oh gosh.
You know? And I'm like, oh my gosh.
You caught me.
And so I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I will leave your campus right now. And then up comes another security guard, and then another person. 4 people now are talking to me. The lady that gave me permission, nowhere to be found, okay? Wherever that lady was.
She didn't even work there.
No, wherever she is, I'm like,
probably
she's like,
had
"This
just
is
gone
gonna
to the
be good."
bathroom.
No,
and
whoever
left.
it is, she's like going to lose her job for letting me do this. Or they're like, this girl's making it up because we don't have any female security, you know? But and so anyways, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And then the other guy's like, where'd you come from? And I was like, the gate right there, like 50 feet away, you know? And I was like, I had to go to the restroom. And so I was like, guys, I'll leave. I'm so sorry for like creating a ruckus. Cause I was like, wow, way to go for good security. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyways, I then just like slowly walk away and I was like, I'm so glad I didn't name drop my friend. I don't want her to know anything about this. I'm not letting her know, which I told her yesterday, the whole story. But I like literally got off the campus and I was like, that was really embarrassing. Cause like, who wants to waste 4 people's time that they think like are criminals coming on campus?
Yeah.
And then as I'm running though, I go, was it worth it? And I was like, it totally was. I feel so much better, you know?
It's the worst when you're like in
Yes.
pain.
I'm like, I wouldn't have made it home. So there's my story. Embarrassing in many levels, but I will never go back to their campus. I told them I wouldn't, you know.
I told them I wouldn't.
I literally was.
I gave
took
him
a picture,
I signed
put you up.
I was like, I
in.
created so much distress on this campus. I am so sorry. Like, I will never come back again.
Oh my gosh.
I hope that lady has a job that gave me permission.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. No,
nowhere
me
to be
too.
found. Nowhere to be
She
found.
probably does though, because it sounds like you didn't throw her under the bus.
Well, I was just like the security lady, and they're like, there is no security lady, you know?
Oh yeah, the security lady.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it was an angel.
Yeah, totally.
Let you in and
like,
then disappeared.
she's like, I
So
know you
anyways,
need
that
this.
was my embarrassing rich person neighborhood experience.
Wow.
So there you go.
Wow.
Amazing.
So good.
Also, Andrea, just wanted to compliment you on your t-shirt right now.
Thank
She's
you.
repping Bozeman. Good job.
I need another one. When I come visit, I need another one because I love this t-shirt.
We can arrange that. Lauren,
so
we can get you one
comfortable.
too. Don't worry.
I would love one.
She loves large tees right now.
I want one with a wolf on it.
Oh,
perfect.
From Montana.
I kind of want one with a wolf because this one already has a fish.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Oh,
yeah, it does. Okay.
The chair showed.
Okay.
Okay. Well, were you ready to get into it,
We're
Dre?
ready.
Yes. So I'm about to ask Kalli and Lauren some quick hot take dating questions that they don't even know what they are. So we did not prepare ahead of time.
No, flying blind.
Yeah. These hopefully are like some just quick answers. We'll just like shoot through them and it should be fun. You guys ready?
Ready.
Yep. We're going to throw them back at you probably, so get ready.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. What is your take on splitting the bill on a date? Splitting the bill.
I don't like it.
Like ever?
I'm not against ever, but I just think that the guy should pay for it. I do.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. I think that he should. And Andrea, there was one time you told me there's the story about a guy that like went out of his way to take you out on a date, but then was like, I'm not going to be somebody who pays for dinner, which was stupid.
Yeah. He did say that to me.
So I can't believe that. Yeah, I'm like, maybe if it's really expensive or something, but I just like, I don't know. I think that the guy should. And just a side note now, like in my relationship with my boyfriend, like he usually does pay for stuff, but I told him, I'm like, hey, dating is expensive. I don't mind paying for stuff as well. So in our relationship, there is give and take. Like sometimes I'm like, hey, I got it or whatever. So there is that. But especially in the beginning, I think there should just be like a precedent set of the guy paying for it. So
yeah, for sure.
Lauren.
I think the guy should totally pay, like totally pay. But I think it's also this idea of like, I love like giving gifts. So I want to, I like when I'm dating, like I'm making the guy a meal or doing like my part of like buying them a coffee, like and bringing it to them, you know, or something like that. Like little ways of like, especially the love language usually to most men's heart is food. And it's like give them a burrito and they love you forever, you know? And so it's just I don't know where that came from. Anyways, but I think it's like yeah, I'm not here to take advantage of them. And
Yeah.
so, but I just am like super appreciative, and I don't like, it's weird. I still am not like, oh, you owe me to pay me. You know, I still come home be
Yeah.
like with my wallet, like, okay, what if they don't, you know, until you
Yeah.
know them well enough, like then it's just an
Right.
expectancy, and eventually give that conversation. But yeah, splitting the bill, that's weird to me. Like that's like kind of stingy. It feels stingy.
Yeah.
But I also had my okay, so a family member, they were gonna say, that was talking about old dating history, and he went on a date with a woman, and he ordered fries because it was like a first date, and he knows that. He was like, it's from the internet, first date, and I already knew like, okay, we're not gonna be going on another date. And he's like, so I just ordered an appetizer, and this lady goes on to buy like 3 drinks, like a full meal, like basically taking advantage. And he said that's the
Yeah.
only time I've ever been like, well, we'll split the bill. Like he said, he's like, I felt so bad. But he was like,
That's
this lady
hilarious, though.
he's like, but she was literally like taking advantage of the situation.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
he said that's the only time he ever had done that. Like the rest, he'd always pay everything and like treat the woman. But he just was like, this is out of control. And so, yeah, I was like, well, that's kind of fair. So that's the only time I've felt like that was a pretty justified split the bill situation.
Yeah.
So
I
there you go.
never order more than he does.
I
You
think
know
it's
what I
just
mean?
I think it's courtesy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if he orders a drink and asks if I want a drink, I might order a drink. But I would like if he only ordered a meal and didn't get a drink, I would never get like I wouldn't like it. Does that make sense? Like I would never be like,
Yeah.
if he's just getting a meal, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna get appetizers and a meal and a drink. Like,
Yeah.
I kind of try to match him because which
Yeah.
a lot of guys have been generous and
So generous, and they're
offered
like,
all of it.
hey, yeah, I'd love to get you this or split this or
Totally,
that.
yeah.
And if it's like, okay, and you really do want it, it's like, and they've offered, it's like, okay, then I'm gonna trust you on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, that's a good one. The only other thing I would say is I think it is nice when a guy is like, hey, if it's okay, I'd love to get this. Like, and kind of communicates it, because I have been on dates where I'm like, I don't know if he's going to get this or not. And I don't want to
Yeah.
act entitled. So I'm just going to take out my wallet. Like,
Yes, that's
Yeah,
so
that's true.
yeah.
That's a good one. Just like ahead of time, like, hey, I'm gonna pay for this, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And just, you can, I know there's some women, I guess, that want the option out. So you could say that if you want. But yeah, I think
I would like to pay for myself.
I would like to pay for this coffee. Inside joke, Kalli.
Yep.
Anyway, we don't have time for it right now.
We don't have time.
Okay, next one. Is it a deal breaker if he doesn't like your favorite movie?
Ooh.
Not a deal breaker for me, of course.
Lauren's like, no.
I'm like, no.
Do you know what your favorite movie is, Lauren?
You know, I got like Matilda. I like Sandlot. I like a lot of things.
You.
What I would say, though,
something on Running. That's what I was expecting.
I do. Well, of course. Thank you for knowing me. I do have a deal breaker though if they like horror movies, if they're into them. I know
you
I
couldn't
know.
take Kalli.
She said that to me multiple times.
I've told Kalli multiple times we never date. So I was like, Kalli, we'll never date. Like we would not work well. Like your first dream date is like my little nightmare. So, but I love Kalli.
Thank you.
Oh
you.
gosh, so
but
funny.
With that, yeah, like if they like horror or thrillers, I'm like, yeah, no, we'll never work. That's like a deal breaker for me. That's how much I hate them.
Hilarious.
Wow.
So yeah, there you go.
There's some strong feelings.
Do you feel
there,
the
Cal.
strong feelings?
Yeah.
See,
Okay.
it's almost
This
a
is-
deal breaker for me if they aren't into those things. Like, it doesn't
So
have
funny.
to be like their like main like movie of choice, but like just open to it a little bit. Like thriller for sure, horror. I'm like,
Yeah.
because I know that's not everybody's cup of tea, and I don't like every horror movie that's ever existed, just for the record, and I'm picky about what I like, but yeah, because people can take it and then just run wild with the movies they
Yeah.
think I would watch, and I'm like, no, I would not watch that.
Yeah, because it's like super like an exorcism or something.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I don't want to watch
this
that.
is real dark. Yeah.
Yeah, truly. Okay, for me, would it be a deal breaker?
I feel like Kalli has to think about this more.
No, this is good. I like this.
It might be. Because
Wait,
it
what's your
was
favorite movie?
okay. Well, there's a few, but the first one I think of is About Time.
Oh, I
It's
mean,
such a good movie.
who are you if you don't like About Time?
And that's the thing too, is like it's such a like wholesome, like genuinely like beautiful movie about like being present and loving life. So I'm like, if you don't like that movie, do you like life? Like
There you
I
go.
just if it would feel a little concerning to me, so it might be a deal breaker.
There you go.
Yeah.
Trey?
Yeah. And it's not necessarily even the movie itself. It's like it
What
points
it
to
says
something
about
deeper.
it. Yes.
Yeah, if they like thrillers, something's deeply wrong.
Because like a big thing
Lauren.
for me is a big thing for me is humor. And
Yes.
so like if a guy didn't think like if I think a movie's really funny and he doesn't like it, like not even like he has to match how much I think it's funny, but like if he straight up doesn't like it, it's like I don't know if we're gonna
be compatible.
Like we just maybe don't think the same things are funny. So I don't know, definitely a red flag, but deal breaker maybe. Very possible. Okay, here's another
great
one.
question.
Do you believe in love at first sight? Both of your faces.
I would. Oh, it's hard because we're not to say yes and no, right?
Well, you say whatever you want.
Well, you say whatever you want. I feel like Lauren, out of all of us, believes in it the most.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing, though. It's like I've had love at first sight, but that doesn't mean that's obviously who I'm dating. So,
how would you, when it's happened, what makes it love at first sight?
Love at first sight, you literally are just like, I'm in love with him. Oh my gosh, my future is with you. Like, I've had that. I've had that once or twice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've had like two different guys that I'm like, it's you, but it's a fantasy. It's like you get this high and you're just like, you're it. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So I've had definitely love at first sight. Now, does it work out? Obviously not. So I question the love at first sight, but I've also heard of couples who have had that, like, I'm just in love with you, like Patrick to Katie. Love at first sight, literally.
True.
Okay, yeah. Honestly, Patrick might have actually had love at first sight.
I think he did. That's Kalli's sibling, sister, and her brother-in-law, and he like loved her from literally since they met.
Oh my god,
7 years old.
That is true.
So crazy.
I think it does happen. Like because I've just met couples where that has been the case, but I've also
hard to
heard,
argue with that Patrick and Katie one.
I know. But then there's like what Lauren has said, where it's like more just infatuation. So it does. I do think it does exist, but it is more on the rare side. So
yeah. I think it's more. Does it work out? Love at first sight.
That's a good question.
That was my next thing. But anyways,
Andrea.
Yeah. I feel like honestly, you get lucky. I think that's what happens. Because
now we're bringing in luck. Do you believe in luck? No, joking.
I think it's like, it's either like just a wild coincidence, or I do believe that sometimes God can maybe give you like some Holy Spirit insight on somebody. But it's just, in my head, it's not love. Like you can't love someone that you don't know. And so in my head, but that's kind of like the punk take on it. Like that's not the romantic Hollywood take on it. But I'm like, no, you don't love someone until you know them. So that's my youth leader like voice coming out now. I'm like, no, it's not love. You don't know them. I think I literally actually had a conversation with a girl last night about this because she's in love with this boy who is like a TV character. So I'm like, you're not in love with him. You don't know him. So anyway, but it's hard to argue with that Patrick and Katie one. There is, I think, and it's funny too, because a lot of times like, well, okay. I think you get feelings about people, and I have had feelings that I would be friends with people a lot. Like the first time I see them, I'm like, oh, I want to be their friend, and then we are, and then.
But you didn't feel that about Kalli.
I know. Sorry, Kalli.
She was really against me.
Sorry, Kalli. But I will say that all of the guys that I have fallen really hard for, I don't think I crushed on any of them at first sight. I don't think that's ever happened to me, actually.
Dang.
That's true.
Maybe second or third, but first impression, I don't know.
You have had a guy that you like really liked right when you met him. Like you were like
The first time ever meeting him?
Yeah.
Who?
Can we say?
They
Yeah, give me some more hints.
Hints. Works with youth. This is like now a game.
Works with youth.
I'm not saying enough on this podcast.
I know. Okay, we're gonna have to circle back to this later.
Yeah.
I don't even remember who this is.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you love their personality. You were friends, and you met this person that he came over. He's friends with your good friends.
I think I know who it is.
He's friends with my good.
Was she visiting some friend?
Yes.
But I wasn't. I don't think it was.
Really?
I think it was maybe the second time we hung out.
Oh, I thought you were infatuated. Okay, anyway, sorry. You can delete this if you really want to. So
No. I know who you're talking about now.
Thank you.
No, but and
that was the most I've like seen you get like whoa about somebody.
I was excited, but that it wasn't like that first time. That first time I was like, oh, this kid.
Okay.
He's younger than me.
This kid.
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
Yeah. We'll unpack that more later, but
my apologies.
That's so funny. I was like, who are you talking about?
I'm like, I'm like, how do I not?
Yeah, that's hilarious. Works with youth. And then I started thinking like the youth team. Okay. Last one. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you think about height? How much does it matter? Would you date someone shorter than you? Would you date someone the same height as you? Or do we make a too big of a deal out of this as girls in general?
I think we do make too big of a deal out of height. But I also have a weird thing where I don't want to date someone really tall. Like it's almost a deal breaker for me if they're too tall.
Kalli's always opposite of like majority of humans.
I know. I love it.
I feel like if a guy's really, really tall, it's like he's like a dad figure or something. And I just feel like a child around them. And I don't like it. And so I always have wanted like someone just like a little bit taller than me. I'm like, or the same height. I was like, that's like my ideal, like my sweet spot. And yeah, but I'm like, it is hard. Like if someone's actually shorter than you, I can see that being like kind of challenging. Or if you are taller, like I also understand like wanting somebody at least your height, if not taller. Shorter is hard, but also I know couples that's worked. So yeah, I'm like, I think you can make it work. Like look at Zendaya and Tom Holland.
Oh my gosh,
doing great.
I love them so much.
So cute, and they're
really
just
love them.
So happy. So
they're adorable.
Yeah. So for me, it would not be it. It would probably not be a deal breaker. So
I was gonna say, I think it's all about attraction. Like, are you attracted to that person?
Yeah.
Because my mom's taller than my dad, and they're so attracted to each other.
Oh,
and
they're so cute.
into each other. And
I love
honestly,
them.
I don't even see their height difference. And we'll like joke because I mean, my dad has like a big personality naturally, and so he's like, oh my gosh, when I look at pictures, I can't believe how much shorter I am than your mom. I forget, and he doesn't sound like that, but anyways. Oh my gosh. And we don't even think that way, because it's like they're so in love. And so it just doesn't matter. I think people want to have like a certain image, but I can understand I've struggled at times with attraction to certain guys. If I'm like, oh, I feel like you're my size. Like, that has been a little hard for me. But I've dated guys super tall and then guys just a little bit taller than me. And I think I've actually liked the guys are just a little bit taller, bigger than me than like super tall because like it's like hurts your neck.
Wow.
Look up.
What hurts your neck,
Lauren? What, Lauren?
It's like to look up. What do
Oh,
you mean?
just looking up at them.
Okay.
Oh, not kissing. Oh my gosh. You guys are
Lauren's
bad.
so pure-hearted. Just to look up.
No, literally though. Or like when you hug them, it's like you're clanking into their chest. Like, ow.
Clanking.
Your sternum. Like,
Hitting
oh
the
my
pacemaker.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
That's
it's
so
just like
funny.
too much. And so yeah, so I feel like just like a little bit taller, but you know, I just think it's silly that we have these like certain rules of how it needs to look.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, I'll weigh in here
Yes.
for the tall ladies.
Oh, yeah,
Get in
Dre.
there.
The tall ladies. Because I'm 5'11", and so if you're a tall lady and you're like, it's different for us, then I'll represent right now. And I will say that it does drive me a little nuts when women who are like 5'3" will post on their like dating Instagram or whatever and be like, height doesn't matter at all, like blah blah blah, like you're making too big of a deal out of it, like, and I'm like, it does matter a little bit, okay, like it doesn't matter from down there at 5'3", like
Down there.
it's just like, I don't know, it's like saying something that you've never experienced in your life doesn't matter, like it's like, yeah, it doesn't matter because like you've never been in a situation where it matters, you know what I mean? So I think it does matter. Do I think that some girls make way too big a deal out of it? Yes. But I will say, in my experience, I've dated guys that are shorter. I've dated guys that are taller. I've dated guys that are like shorter and honestly like kind of smaller than me. And I'll say that's the most difficult because like we're definitely trained that you need to be like tiny and petite and delicate.
Yeah.
And so it is really difficult to like have to overcome that societal expectation. But I feel like the times that it has worked the best to date someone shorter has been when the guy just like owns it and he doesn't care, doesn't make a big deal out of it. And he's just like, no, I think you're attractive. Like, I think you're beautiful. Like, and he doesn't feel like less of a man, or maybe he does, but he deals with it and he doesn't put it on me, you know, because it's not my fault. Can't, you know, like I'm like,
Can't
I
control
cannot.
it.
I've literally told guys this because I've had guys that it bothers them, and I've been like, well, I can't do anything about that, so you're gonna have to deal with that internal thing inside of you that feels like less manly, or however you feel, like I don't know, or like I don't fit into like how women are like supposed to be or whatever. And it's like you can decide you don't want to deal with that, but the thing that can't happen is that I'm going to wake up tomorrow and be shorter. Like that's not going to happen. So but I will say too, like it even bothers me when girls will like, girls who are like 5'4" will be like, oh, he's too short. Because I feel for the short guys, because I'm like, it sucks to be dismissed off of something that you have no control over. And I think the tall, like sometimes I'm like, the tall girls and the short guys, we get each other. Like, because people will just write you off. Like it 100% happens. Like they're just like, oh, you don't fit with like the picture in my head. So, so yeah, I would say, yeah, if a guy doesn't care, if he's confident, if he can own it, like if he's adorable, like Tom Holland, then it's great. If he's insecure, it's really hard for me to not be insecure, because it's like, you suck the life out of the room with your insecurity, you know what I mean? So but, and I will say, it's kind of funny because I feel like I did not go on that many dates with like way taller guys, but in the last year I have gone on a few dates with really tall guys, and I am a little bit like, oh, I get it. I get why girls, like, it is nice to feel like small and tiny and delicate, but I'm also just like, I know that that's a societal thing more than anything. So I'm like, it's nice, but I'm not going to make that like a must, you know, like it's, I can deal with the stuff inside of me if I need to, if that makes sense.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that because I think like we all have to deal with different maybe insecurities or attraction things like with someone. No one's going to be perfect because even you're attracted, there's going to be something that's going to annoy you about that person eventually because
Totally.
they're freaking human. So
Yeah.
it's just like there's stuff that you have to continue challenging yourself. But at the end of the day, if you're like, okay, I'm always struggling with attraction to you because of this specific reason, well, it's like, you're right. That's not going to change. So if you really are struggling with attraction, you don't force attraction over time.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, then maybe it's not the best.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, all right, I can tell this is a big thing for you. So maybe just let it go. Like, I don't know. I'm just,
all I know is all men of all heights have been very attracted to Andrea.
That is
true.
I was like, I feel like every height has been attracted to you. So,
I mean, honestly, I'm thankful because by the time I finally dated somebody that had like a problem with it, I was like, oh, not every guy has a problem. Like this is kind of your deal, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
So anyway, yeah. Okay. I think that's all I had.
Hot takes.
Some hot takes. The Hot Takes podcast.
Yeah. It was good to know that Kalli and I, we just don't make
date.
it.
Yeah.
Non-negotiables. Non-negotiables.
We've reconfirmed it here for everyone to hear.
Yeah. And meanwhile, I have made so many sacrifices to be able to be Kalli's roommate, including watching horror movies.
Oh my gosh. Literally, I watched Stranger Things with you guys. I remember when I visited years ago.
Great video.
And there's a video of me literally like covering my eyeballs the whole time with Stranger Things, which like kids watch.
So funny.
Oh, it was terrifying.
So funny.
I'm such a baby. That's okay.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Andrea, for being the bridge between us, Lauren and me, with the scary movies, because she doesn't love them, but she will watch them occasionally for me.
I'm still traumatized from that. And that was like 7 years ago.
Well, and I will say too, Kalli doesn't normally make me watch like Saw or something crazy like that. Like it's usually like more of a thriller or something that like she knows there's an element of it that I'll enjoy, like it has a good story or something.
Yes.
So I appreciate that about her. She's not just like trying to scare the bejeebers out of me.
Or is she?
Yeah. Well, she likes to be the one to do that. She doesn't like to have movies do it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. She likes to just scare us.
Yeah. She likes to just jump out of a closet or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lauren just had to take a deep breath thinking about that.
Take a deep breath. Yeah.
But don't worry. Now I have a boyfriend that I do that too. So
yeah. Get that out of your system before we come see you. Okay.
Yeah. I'll save something special for you guys. Don't worry.
Yeah. I was like, no promises from this woman. So,
wow. Okay. Well, love you all. Thanks for joining us for this Hot Takes episode. And we will talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye.